right there, rapping for the culture, guys.
Yeah.
Just like that, Amanda and you guys. We are 4 months into a year. Many have called an interesting year, for lack of a better word. Wow.
I know, right? 2020 has been tough on so many hearts and homes, and so far all we have is our hope. So here's to hoping that you have a month filled with good tidings and that the rest of the year is easier on us than the beginning has been. Amen.
Sister, amen. Welcome to April, fam, and welcome to a brand new edition of the latest lunch hour show on this side of the world. My name, of course, is Foladele. Welcome aboard.
So cute. Mine is Amanda Dara. Since you guys like calling me Mandy, you can keep it. Foladele is the one that even started it. I'm going to say it,
Mandy. And I like your top a lot.
Thank you.
Just in case we thought you were a guy, you wore a top saying babe.
Exactly.
All
So
right.
you got to know.
Okay.
All right, guys. As per usual, we'll bring you today's entertainment stories. Then we'll take some celebrity birthday shout-outs. Then, of course, we'll have Rewind and Woman Crush Wednesday.
Oh, yeah. All right, guys, I got you covered with the laughs on today's Tweetville. And then there'll be Daily Top 5, where we'll be talking about 5 celebrities that once dated.
Ooh, and then later we'll chew it off, and then we'll bring you the news recap. And of course, we'll wrap things up in grand style with our ESplash Top 10 Countdown!
Okay, so are y'all ready for this fire?
You better be.
Well, let's do it already then. Let's go. We'll be back in a bit. Let's go.
Right, boy.
Off key, Amanda. Are you Adekule Gold or Simi?
Promise me.
Don't
you know
do
what?
it.
I'm just going to let them sing it. You just checked out that one by Adekule Gold and Simi. It is now time for us to tell you what has been happening in the entertainment world. And it's been like drama overload. So for you that are saying that you're bored, get in here. Now, the first story on our list, Burna Boy versus Ceeza Milli. Now, Burna Boy has threatened fellow artist and songwriter Ceeza Milli over his claim that he wrote Burna Boys on the low. Now, in a radio interview which went viral yesterday, Ceeza Milli could be heard saying that he wrote the said song. Apparently, a displeased Burna Boy saw the clip and made a threat via Twitter, which has now been deleted and apologized for. Burna Boy tweeted, and I'm quoting, "I asked this spineless liar if he said this blip, and he said, no, never, I never said that," at Ceeza Milli. "Just pray that coronavirus catches you before I do, because you know what it is when I catch you." He continued, and I'm quoting, "For the record, I have never had any help writing any song ever, except one time, and that was with Peruzzi." Ceeza Milli then took to his Instagram stories to break down extensively his side of the story. Ceeza Milli recounted how he vibed 50 to 60% of the song on the low. Now, he admitted that Burna Boy changed some of the words on the song, and he disclosed that the recording for the song was made by Kel-P for another artist who had not voiced on it at the time.
Alrighty. And Burna Boy was then called out on Twitter by various individuals who stated that he shouldn't be threatening people like that in the open. Someone tweeted, and I quote, "God forbid anything happens to that boy. See verified evidence. How do you, in all your wisdom and grandeur, issue a threat as this in broad day Twitter? Come on, man, at Burna Boy, you are bigger than all of this, really." Well, Burna Boy then replied that tweet, apologizing that, but insisting that Ceeza Milli deserved a few slaps. He tweeted, "You're right, bro. I overreacted there, but he definitely deserves a few slaps for that, though. Regardless, my apologies to everyone for overreacting. It wasn't called for." And just so you know, this is not the first time Burna has threatened a fellow artist. In the past, he threatened Mr. 2K and then AKA during the xenophobia crisis in South Africa. All right, there's so much to say. We're like, who wants to go first?
I know, right?
Okay, so so it was all fun and games on Twitter yesterday evening, Amanda. Jejely, we were just chilling. Burna Boy was doing Q&A, like with his fans and everything. And then there was the one with Ricardo Banks, which trended, and we'll obviously still talk about that much later. But then this one also really kept him trending for hours, and it was, you know, the whole Ceeza Milli situation. Now, Burna Boy, of the many things he said, I'm not going to get into Burna Boy's character and all that, or what we perceive as his character. I'll just focus on the tweets. So of the many things he said, one of the things I thought was very interesting was the fact that he said he's never had any songwriting help except with the song for Peruzzi. Which I even hoped that he would put out the title of that particular song. But anyway, the CEO of Aristocrat Group, which is the record label that Burna was on at the time, and what's it called, Ceeza Milli was working with at the time as well. He came out yesterday to say, yo, actually, there was no session that was booked by the record label, contrary to what Ceeza Milli said in his Insta story. And also, Ceeza Milli didn't write the song. So we're like, this is awkward.
I mean,
now,
very,
Burna
very
Boy
awkward.
should not have threatened Ceeza Milli, and I think he realized that there's no need to overflog that because he apologized for that, but there's no need to threaten people. I mean, that's a big thing, and that's aside. But it's just messy. We talked about songwriters and getting credit on this side of the country, and I feel like maybe Ceeza Milli, I don't know if he felt the need to do this because of that whole thing about songwriters not getting as much popularity and credit as they would like in their career. We had this guy, Beats, who produced T-Classic, Nobody Find Past You the other day, and we're talking about him producing the song, but him also being a songwriter, and we're like, did you write that song? And he was like, he doesn't want to talk about the songwriting of the song. And I'm like, why is it a big deal to talk about songwriting?
I feel like it's not yet as structured as it should be,
exactly.
because when I watched that interview, prior to even seeing all the explosions happening on Twitter, I was like, okay, why is Burna Boy threatening Ceeza Milli again? Of course, we're not even talking about the nature of his character, which, you know, is questionable. But then at the point, I was like, why would Ceeza Milli come out and say this kind of thing if there was not some truth to it? And then he came out with his Insta stories and he was explaining that 60% of the song and how he vibed to it and how he was even the one who wrote the intro. And I'm like, okay, if he's saying this, then we all need proof. Like, it's okay for him to say this. And then him now reacting like, oh, you're spineless, I'll catch you, coronavirus is going to get you. I was like, no, that's not the way to handle it.
But Amanda, tell us about the interview itself.
Yeah, so then I now watched the interview, and then I had a change of heart because I remember the interviewer at the OAP at the time asked him, so have you ever worked with artists? Have you written some songs? This is Ceeza Milli, right? This is Ceeza Milli. And he's like, oh, yeah. He's like, oh, have you worked with this person? He said, yeah. Have you worked with Burna Boy? He's like, oh, yeah. She's like, oh, is he on the Yeah song? He says no. Then he asks his friend, and he's like, oh, what's the name of that song again? And the friend is like, On the Low. And then he proceeds to sing it. Then after singing it, so she's like, oh, so you wrote the entire song? And he's like, yeah. Most of it. I'm like, no, you don't also say that. So I feel like at both ends, they had a mistake. So what could have happened, this is just my own theory, is the possibility of him being in the studio and him vibing and him now, or maybe like that song was being passed to Burna to now also play around with. Maybe they kept the intro, maybe they kept some of the lines that he used.
Because he did admit that Kelpie recorded it and then he, did a bit to it, like he vibed to it, 50 to 60% of it. And then maybe, like you said, it was passed on to Burna Boy. We don't know. Yeah. All right, well, we'll hope that more truth unravels with this. Anyway. All right, guys, moving on to the next story. Patoranking tackles colleagues during online giveaway. Nigerian dancehall artist Patoranking has slammed his fellow colleagues who in recent times have launched giveaway campaigns online to help people cope with the coronavirus pandemic. He made this displeasure known via his Twitter page where he wrote, and I quote, Instead, make we artists come together and contribute money to support people. Those ones wey no dey online o, wey understand wetin giveaway mean, people for slum and ghetto, wey dey disadvantaged due to this COVID-19 lockdown. Una dey here, they talk about this versus this. Wise up. All right. Well, that particular tweet was, however, met with a lot of displeasure online as majority of Twitter followers dragged him for being a killjoy. He then reacted by reminding those who were angry with him that he had experienced poverty before and knew what a total shutdown meant. He wrote, so this time, when people they suffer, make we play abi. Now get where I come from and I know how times like this feel, bro. Make we get sense small. No be everything, then they take play. He also had another reply for another Twitter user. And he wrote, bro, you won't understand. I used to sell on the streets and I know how environmental sanitation days feel. How much more lockdown for 2 weeks and might be extended, who knows? Just facing reality from another angle.
I beg, you should go and rest. Please.
She did not even let me finish.
Like, honestly speaking, I get where he's coming from, but I just feel like everybody is under so much pressure. We need a break, and this is not something that was planned. This was started from Burna Boy's Q&A and somebody saying, oh, who would you want to have like a hip rap battle with and stuff like that. So it was something that just generated. I like to say Twitter is a place where things just happen. It's not really planned. Nobody was planning that, okay, we're going to come online at so time and we're going to have a rap battle. And then that aside, whether somebody wants to help online or help in person is left to the person's, how do I put it? It's left to the person's decision, however they want to help. And I actually feel it's even safer to help online because are you going to start being like a cocoon and going out and feeding people? That's the way you can even spread this virus. So regardless of what he's saying, I think that a lot of people are on social media. They might not have the most expensive phones, but a lot of people are hooked on data. A lot of people are on Twitter and on Facebook and on Instagram. And if you can say, okay, let me help you with 5K, it helps than you telling you going to risk yourself and risk people. And I also was going home yesterday and I saw people play football and chilling on the streets. I don't know.
So here's the thing. And I mean, I have utmost respect for Pat Ranking's craft, but I also agree, I don't know how I felt about this. I don't agree with discrediting how people choose to give. I think if you're choosing to give, then however you want to do it. Runtown has been doing a lot of this. He was saying, oh, I'll do up to 10M, and he's been giving, and people have been confirming that they got the alerts and stuff. So it looks like people are being impacted in that way. Now, first of all, there is even a lockdown going on, so it's not really like you can proceed into the streets and start sharing food. So maybe this is another method to explore. Fine, I do agree that it's possible for artists to come together and do something together and say we want to give, but it shouldn't discredit the people who have decided to keep that independently. Also, I do get what he's saying as well about the fact that a lot of people are not on social media actually. The percentage of Nigerians who are on social media versus ones who aren't, there is a gap. Do you get? So there are a lot of people not on. So there are a lot of people who don't use WhatsApp, who don't use the internet.
Well, you have a point.
So I guess that's his point. But it doesn't take away from the fact that there are people online whose families are going through stuff. So imagine if I need ₦1 million for my mom's ailing health, or we need money for our family. If I can hustle 1K, knowing that hopefully if I join giveaway I can get the money, then I mean it doesn't mean I don't need the money. Do you get what I mean? Like there's still that need. So it doesn't take away from that, honestly.
Oh, wow.
It's just, and this versus thing is giving me joy. SARS versus Shizzy. What's
Honestly
his name? Like
speaking,
everybody, I beg.
I saw one video. It's like, oh, the network providers are just so happy right now. It's
Look,
like everybody's just using their MB to watch stuff.
Keep it coming.
All right, keep the positive vibes coming. Moving on to more news in the international scene. Rihanna speaks of music and building a family. Singer Rihanna, who is the latest star to grace the cover of British Vogue May 2020 issue, has spoken to the magazine about a wide range of subjects, including her new album, her skincare brand, and her future plans to have lots of children. The singer said about her album, and I'm quoting, "I can't say when I'm going to drop, but I'm very aggressively working on music. I don't want my albums to feel like themes. There are no rules, there's no formula, there's just good music, and if I feel it, I'm putting it out." Now, when asked if the album will be a reggae album, according to speculation, she said, "That is happening. I feel like I have no boundaries. I've done everything. I've done all the hits. I've tried every genre. Now I'm just wide open. I can make anything that I want." Now, speaking on relationships, family, and kids, Rihanna talks about raising 3 or 4 children alone if she doesn't find the one. Now, he said, "Would I do it on my own?" Or rather, she said, "Hell yeah, I have 3 kids or 4 kids. I feel like society makes me want to feel like, oh, you got it wrong. They diminish you as a mother if there's not a dad in your kid's life. But the only thing that matters is happiness. And that's the only healthy relationship between a parent and a child. Now, that's the only thing that can raise a child truly, and that is love." What are you thinking?
I remember, I think it was Darike or Honeypot or Honeypot the other day, they were talking about how when a woman does an interview on this side of the world, the focus is on relationships and love and family.
I remember that.
And marriage. But interestingly, this is an interview abroad, and you know it's coming up as well because look, people just want to know sometimes. I get it when someone has said other things that are valid, don't just pick that one out, you get, and don't twist the words. But it comes up, and I thought this was a cool interview. I thought it was fun. I thought it was interesting.
I think so too, and I think she started off with her album, which I am looking forward to.
Yes, we all are.
I love the fact that, you know, this is a way, you know, I was having a conversation with somebody about Burna Boy's attitude, and the person was like, oh, he's just being confident. Now, this is a way to be confident. She's like, I've had hits. I've done these things. I've made this music. Now I'm wide open. That's the way to do it. Like when you have reached that level and you're not saying, oh, I'm better than the rest, who can stand up to me because I am Queen R or something.
But you're right. Rihanna has done, I mean, she's tried different genres.
And I'm looking forward to
I
this
definitely
one.
am. Also, I think it's interesting that she wants to have so many kids. She wants to have like 3 or 4.
I'm not surprised.
But then what I thought was interesting was the idea of, look, if I don't find a dad to do it, I'm going to do it on my own. I mean, I'm a bit traditional with these things, so I would rather like it be a mom and a dad. But I also know that there are dads in the picture who are runaway dads, or that were in the picture initially. There are dads who are not, or their moms who are not responsible. So
I'm not surprised because Rihanna is somebody that loves kids. I see her with her nieces, and I see them with other children. There's always one child that we're speculating about. I'm like, oh, is this Rihanna's kid? So I'm not surprised, and I wish her all the best. And I can't wait for that album.
Yes. All right. Fancy woman for waiting, okay? All right, guys, that's it on the entertainment news. Moving swiftly along, it's time for Celebrity Birthday Shout-Out. Yes, first on the list is Capital Femi. The Nigerian R&B vocalist and songwriter is a year older today. Yes, he is. And of course, you know, he's had a couple of stuff out there, a couple of hits. And I remember his stuff with Orisha Femi. That one was, yeah, that was quite, you know, one I can never forget.
Happy birthday to him.
Alrighty, also celebrating today, Chris Evans! Hey. Yes, the American actor first gained attention in 2005 as the Marvel Comics character Human Torch in Fantastic Four, then later gained further attention for his portrayal of Captain America in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, appearing in 11 films, including 4 cameos. Yo, Chris is 38 today. Amazing stuff. Yes.
I mean, love his impact in the Marvel community. I just love how you can just be involved in the massive projects and it just takes you from here to another way.
And it not only takes you from here to there, it also brings good money to your account. Because I think doing all those then made him like one of the highest paid actors, which I think is really, really cool. Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Those Marvel guys are sorted, man. Honestly, for life.
I'll just get a role.
Don't buy. I remember when the 7K Akindele got a role. And
I remember.
but
so
she was like, it's not true. I mean, anyway, also celebrating today is David Oyelowo. Hey. Yes, you might remember the English-Nigerian actor and producer from films like Selma, A United Kingdom, Queen of Katwe, Rise of the Planet of the Apes, Gringo, and so many others. I was quite
surprised when I was reading about Rise of the Planet of the Apes and found out that he was there.
Yeah,
because it's such an old film, you know, and I just absolutely love the fact that he keeps his Nigerian heritage. I remember his interview with Trevor Noah, and he's like, my Nigerian dad, he likes leaf blowers. It was so funny.
But yeah, he's really talented.
Yeah.
I like him. I like him.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Up next, Jimmy Cliff. All right, he is a Jamaican ska and reggae musician, multi-instrumentalist, singer, and actor. He's best known amongst mainstream audiences for songs such as Many Rivers to Cross, The Harder They Come, Reggae Nights, and Hakuna Matata, and his cover of Johnny Nash's I Can See Clearly Now.
The rain is gone.
Yes.
I feel like, I don't know him personally,
today.
but I just feel like his energy is so positive. His music is very chilled. Like, he just walked into the studio and he's like, what are we going to sing today?
It's so funny because for Hakuna Matata, like in the video, you can see him just like in the studio vibing. So you're correct. All right, also celebrating today, Kid Ink is 34 today. He is an American rapper, singer, songwriter, and record producer. You might know him for songs such as Show Me, Is You Down, and Main Chick featuring Chris Brown. That one I know him for, yes, the feature of Chris Brown. Very dirty song. You need Jesus in your life. Wow. All right, finally on our list of celebrity birthdays for today, Skills! The Nigerian rapper, singer, and songwriter is 29 today. I'm so happy for Skills. I mean, he gets a lot of heck.
I couldn't even hold myself. I just started laughing when he says his birthday.
Wow.
Because he needs 2 awards. He needs birthday award and most dragged award. Like,
Girl,
they need to give him award for, you know, pulling through and pushing through everything that Twitter has done to him.
Honestly.
We hear you, bro.
And I feel like Skills actually doesn't get enough credit. I mean, to have come from the north and still be able to have such an impact here in the Southwest. Honestly.
And I love the fact that he's still, like, cool.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't let all those things affect him. That is actually a very good attitude to have.
Happy birthday
to him. Yeah, and happy birthday to you out there who is celebrating. I mean, you are being a hero by sitting your ass down, or sitting your bum down, rather. All right, so up next are Rewind and Woman Crush Wednesday. Take a look.
Let's rewind. On this day in 1930, the Blue Angels starring Marlene Dietrich in her breakthrough role premieres in Germany. And in 1978, the Bob Newhart show last airs on NBC TV. Finally, in 2012, still on this day, Taylor Swift, Blake Shelton, and Miranda Lambert win at the 47th Academy of Country Music Award. And that's it on Rewind. It's Woman Crush Wednesday. And our woman crush today is Uformer Stacey McDermott. A Nigerian filmmaker, actor, and former model. McDermott started a career in entertainment with modeling in 2000 and later moved on to the runway and beauty pageants. In 2002, Uformer won the Miss Ebony Beauty and also emerged the first runner-up in the Queen Afrik Beauty pageant. While in 2004, she was crowned Miss Earth Nigeria and consequently went to represent the country. That same year, McDermott decided on a movie career by starting off with Zeb Ejiro's The President Must Not Die, Guy on the Line, Life and Death. Uformer played Chibuzor on the Edge of Paradise TV series and also took on the role of Lillian Wright in the TV series My Mom and I, a role that garnered her a nomination for Best Actress Award at the 2010 Festival de Televisión de Montecarlo and won at the Terracotta Nigerian TV and Film Awards. She was also nominated as the Actor of the Year in 2011 at the Future Awards. Now here are 5 things we do not know about Uformer McDermott. Uformer got married in April 2010 to Stephen McDermott and officially changed her name from Ejenobo to McDermott in 2014. Uformer bagged a degree in French language from the University of Lagos. In the year 2017, she was presented with the Actress of the Year award by City People. She made her movie directorial debut with the film Christmas is Coming in 2017. Uformer earned her sophomore production credit in 2018 with the release of What Just Happened across Nigerian cinemas. Uformer is so good at what she does and has evolved over time, and that is why we've made her our woman crush today.
Doesn't harmonize with that one, yes.
All right.
Waste things. All right, guys, welcome back to the show. Yes, and it is time for your daily dose of laughs on Tweetville. Are you ready?
Yes.
Not sleepless. I didn't ask you, ma. Okay. Are you ready?
You will do this thing by yourself.
They've told me. Are you ready, my darling?
I'm ready.
All right, let's do it. All righty. Chioma NG tweeted, "Why will my mom tell us to wear church clothes and sit in the parlor, for God's sake?" So on Sunday, a lot of people, like one of my friends was like, "Oh, yeah, my mom decked out in gele and everything to sit in her living room for church service to watch online." Someone had a video on one of these blogs of her family doing social distancing in their sitting room, but decked out in church clothes. I was passing out, Amanda.
No, so this thing is actually a culture, because people actually wait all week. They plan. I know some people who plan Sunday dress from Monday morning. They plan on Sunday will give them. Oh my goodness! In fact, they have to match their Ankara with the shoe. They will take it. So I can't imagine. Like, bruh, what are they supposed to do with that gele? I can't waste.
I did mine in my PJs. Honestly, people have time, Sha.
Oh my goodness!
Moving on to the next one. All right, Okwe Bello tweeted, "Laughing my butt off. Guys that live alone and can't cook." I'm laughing at you. It's this period you will know that cooking is a surviving skill, not a married skill. Amen.
Tell them. Amen.
Amen. For those preaching for equality. Amen.
Yesterday,
Amen.
Somebody was warning me for a most to Agbo.
Yeah, I know. I saw
so
it.
Don't be like those people. Learn how to cook so that you can actually chop it and not eat it. You know, at some point, the stew will not even taste like stew again. You'll be like, okay.
I saw that series, it killed me.
Oh,
but yeah, honestly though, because this is a frequent argument online. Oh, my wife must cook. Oh, my husband must be able to cook.
Out. I'm like, is this all that happens in marriage? Is it cooking?
Corona has come now. Are you surviving? Is she coming to cook for it? Better be able to cook. All right. Baby Cakes 2.0 tweeted, "Cough was catching me while I was at the bank. My dad just whispered in my ear, 'Better hold this, I cannot protect you.'"
That's a wise father. I saw this video. I think it was one of these news channels, the foreign ones, where the guy was having an interview and wanted to sneeze. And he was like, he held it, oh. He held it, eh? What? Oh my goodness. He's like, no, I cannot do this.
I thought you wanted to talk about the one where one of our politicians took off his mask to sneeze.
I
but that's
that.
for another day. Please, I'm not there, all right? But this actually killed me because her dad is like, No, I know that you don't have corona, but these people don't know.
We don't know.
I cannot protect you.
Just bundle you.
This cough.
We're even very angry right now.
Alright, next one. Babajide Guerrero tweeted, now when you call people to make an inquiry about their services and you start blowing grammar, like, oh, I'd like to order this one and that one and that one, please remember to keep that same energy up when I mention price. Don't switch to Yoruba and call me Egbon now. I'm no one's Egbon, I'm the last born in my family.
Please, I'm on this table.
This is me, but like, no, it depends on the person.
Oh my goodness.
Like, I'm like,
no, I think it is the way it happens. From experience, it starts off as English, but the English is usually on our own side. Like, good afternoon, welcome. We'd like to take your order. They mention price, then go, auntie, how far now? Like, who is
your auntie, please? I'm my mother's only child.
And then after that, when they now pay, it switches back to English. Because now their money is involved.
Yeah.
This is not standard customer care service. Because I have been waiting for my order. Wow. What happened to you when you were asking me for a discount? Wow.
You guys go through a lot. I can't. Nah, I can't. All right, next one.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So this is a bomberclat of, someone just looking confused and lost, right? And so someone captioned this. You ask motivational speakers how they made it, and they'll say, oh, it's quite simple. You just need to find yourself. Please, where am I hiding? Please. Because am I lost? Please. What am I looking for that I'm finding myself?
I've been asking myself these questions. You know that now that we're at home more often, I'll be asking myself, what am I doing? Why? What's the difference between me and Kylie Jenner? Why does she have this type of... Where am I? Who am I?
Amanda, you just need to find yourself.
Where am I?
Find
Where
yourself.
am I hiding?
You are lost. You are like a stray puppy.
Show me the way, Foladele.
Okay, well, it will not be me to show her the way, all right? I'm not a motivational speaker. Anyway, guys, that's it on Tweetville for today. We'll bring more your way tomorrow. But in the meantime, we'll be back with Daily Top 5 after this break, so don't go anywhere.
Thank you. All right, guys, welcome back to the show. You just checked out that one by Pattern Ranking right there. It is now time to talk to you. Now, celebrities date all the time, right? Now, over the years, we've seen some really cool love matches, but we've also seen some very weird ones that shocked us. Let's talk about 5 celebrities that you may or may not know have once dated.
This is
Daily Top 5!
Hey.
Oh, wow. The first one on our list.
I'm done.
Jenny Aiko and Big Sean. Stop it.
Okay,
I'm
crying. I'm done.
Jenny was rumored to be dating Big Sean in 2016. Then their relationship was later confirmed in an Instagram post. Then in November 2018, it was rumored that Jenny had broken up with Big Sean after she covered up a tattoo of him. Their breakup was confirmed mid-December 2018, but they remained friends. However, at this very moment, the couple is back together. So we're just very confused. What's going on?
So I actually think they're super cute.
Yeah, I think so
I've always thought that.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're very off and on and off, off and on off. So I was stalking them the other day and I discovered that so they're actually back together and they've been for a bit now. I think towards the end of, it was last November, around when Diddy turned 50, and they were spotted out for the first time. And together again after a while. I'm like, okay.
I don't know how I feel about the off and on thing. Maybe it's because they started dating at a pretty young age, or maybe it's that. Maybe it's because they're in the industry and sometimes you feel like there are other options. But
they're not young. They're both 32. Is that young again? And they started dating 2 years ago, 2018.
Oh, is that when they started? I thought they started dating
no.
long time
maybe
ago.
29, 30. So what is you are responsible enough
and it's probably an industry thing.
I think it is an industry thing, Amanda. I think I might have to agree with you on that one.
But they look so cute together.
They do. Off and on scares me as well, because what if we get married and off and on again? I don't know.
They don't actually see a big deal in that.
Right.
These people.
Okay, well, it's not my concern. Right, moving on to the second couple that dated, or second celebrities that one date, or second set of celebrities that once dated. Gotta get it right. Selena Gomez and The Weeknd. In 2017, Selena Gomez and The Weeknd became many millennials' definition of #relationship girls. But despite a lot of love for his previous girlfriend Bella Hadid, fans got behind the new couple. It seemed Selena and The Weeknd were really into one another, with news of their increasingly sweet date nights and the lengths that they would go to in order to spend time together. Well, the pair was reported to have split 10 months after being together. So,
This one didn't really surprise me, honestly speaking.
Yeah.
The one I was rooting for was Selena Gomez and Justin Bieber. Everybody was just all up in those people's business. And when it ended, it was just like, in fact, even till now, some people are still attacking Hailey Bieber because of that. So, but I mean, it was nice to see The Weeknd on the other side being in another type of relationship, because everybody just attributes The Weeknd with romance and love, and even those nice hairstyle sometimes.
So you know what's so funny? And I'm glad you said that, because so you're right about her and Justin and all that, and so that's another good example of people that got into it at a young age. And The Weeknd, like his music is very lovish and like a chill vibe, but The Weeknd got into drugs early. Like he's a gangster from what I understand. So it was quite a switch when she went from Justin to him. Because her and Justin, like everybody knew that it was deep, but you know, they split up. And one of the rumors at the time was that, oh, because she never got over Justin was why they split up. Another
The Weeknd was a rebound.
We don't know, Amanda. Another camp said spending time together was getting increasingly difficult. We don't know.
He said, is it one man's meat is another man's poison?
We don't know the poison on meat.
All right, the third couple on our list. This one was quite surprising. Christina Milian and Lil Wayne. Oh my goodness. Christina and Lil Wayne first met in 2014 and quickly became a couple. She professed her love for him in an interview with a radio station shortly after and wrote the song Rebel, which was inspired by the relationship. She was said to later cut off the relationship because Lil Wayne had another girl over at the house, which she found so disrespectful. But like, I mean, are we shocked that you saw another?
I'm not
I mean, Lil Wayne is the definition of bad guy. He's definition of I will steal. I'll steal your babe. I'll steal your mama.
Christina Milian is an interesting one, Sha, for me, because so right now she's dating. She's married to not married. Sorry, she's with a French guy. I think they even have a child together. I think she's had the baby now. And she was married. She was with Lil Wayne for a while. Then she was married to The Game. So to see her go from that gangster dating history, she dated Nick Cannon as well for a bit.
Which is why I'm surprised. Because when I see like Cardi B and Offset's relationship, I feel like their relationship is more like, I know he's not perfect, but he's mad.
But he's mad.
Yeah, I think that if you're going to date someone like Lil Wayne, you should adopt that kind of mentality.
Yeah, fair enough. That's an interesting angle, actually. All right, guys, moving on to the next set of celebrities. Yes, Nicki Minaj and Meek Mill. Nicki Minaj and Meek Mill shared a long history. Yes, after meeting in 2010, they formed a friendship and became frequent collaborators. In 2015, they began a romantic relationship, and the pair dated for 2 years before announcing their breakup in 2017. According to a source, they were fighting on and off for a little while about a few topics that upset Nicki. They had a bigger fight and then called it quits. This is another kind of messy one.
I wasn't surprised about this
it got
one.
a bit messy at some point, and Meek was acting up.
I feel like the reason why I wasn't surprised about this was the status that Nicki Minaj was at. To be very honest, I'm not into like rap game like that. I didn't know Meek Beauty started dating Nicki Minaj.
Oh, wow.
Like, I know people knew him, but like I didn't know what he looked. I didn't know what he looked like. I just knew his name. But then when he started associating with Nicki Minaj, he had more presence. You can say whatever you want to say, but that was just the truth. And then I feel like he must have felt some type of emasculation, felt like, oh, this baby's, you know, too much for me. And people were always talking about it. Like, what is Nicki Minaj doing with this guy? So she was constantly defending him. At some point, it'll get to you.
That's a very fair point, actually. I can't even argue with you on the fact that I think a lot of people got a bit more exposed to Meek Mill's music when they discovered it was with Nicki. And of course, that whole, you know, Nicki, Drake, the Young Money, Cash Money records and all that. And then, you know, the Drake versus Meek Mill situation, the drama. And then Nicki is like, oh, where do you stand? It's just,
that. It was actually so dramatic. All right, the fifth couple on our list that we're actually happy they're not still together is Ciara and Future. Now, Ciara began dating rapper Future in 2013, and the pair were engaged shortly thereafter. In January 2014, during an interview on The View, Ciara confirmed the news that she was pregnant with her first son, Future Zahir Wilburn, who was born 4 months later. But soon after, rumors began swirling that Future was cheating on Ciara, and the engagement was called off in 2014. Ooh, you already know where I stand, because me, I'm happy that they are not together.
Yeah. So again, with so Future has a number of baby mamas,
a very bad track record.
And kids. So I feel like it kind of leads you to know that maybe women are his weakness. And so when the whole thing comes, the reports of you breaking up with him because he was cheating allegedly, then I mean that didn't really surprise me, because I mean Future is not like
I mean, I thought Sierra was very, like, too classy, too well put together. Sierra has managed to keep herself out of a lot of dirty
But she still ended up dating him, so maybe she didn't think, maybe she's not as...
Like, ladies tend to, like bad guys, normally.
Anyway.
Then they learn, and then they now go
switch
for...
to good guys,
They switch to good guys. Like, why is she with Russell now?
Exactly. The switch to a good guy is like, so what were you doing there in the first place? Anyway.
We're looking for bands.
It's okay. Oh.
Sweet nothings.
It's okay. Sweet nothings. I want to whisper it into your ear. It's nice. I'm done. Thank you. Guys, that is it on Daily Top 5 for today. Now, we're only a few minutes away from 1, which means we have come to the end of the first half of the show. Aww. But in a bit, though, there'll be more of the show to enjoy as we'll bring you the Top 10 countdown, okay? So we'll see you soon, all right?
Don't go anywhere.
Don't you dare go anywhere. Don't you dare.
You know what I was just thinking of?
Tell me.
If you guys need some workout, you can be working out to this tune.
So our montage thing, Abby?
Yeah. All right, guys, welcome back to the show. And Happy New Month, if I haven't said it already. Happy New Month, Foladele. Like, what?
No, Amanda, I have a certain way I feel about that greeting.
Really?
Because we say Happy New everything. Like, we always say Happy New Year, Happy New Month. I'm like, who made this thing a rule? Yes. So I just say welcome to the month. Like,
all right,
April.
welcome to the month. Now, welcome back to the show. It is now time for us to chew it off, where one of us is going to vent or rant about what's presently bugging her. Tell us, what's bugging you?
What's your life issue? Tell me your own.
No, I'm good.
All right, I'm good, but if I had to rant about something, it would be the last-minute culture that we have here in Nigeria. Now, I think every now and then, we all tend to or a lot of us tend to have it, but in things that are like, I think, more grave, in things that are like a bigger deal, I think we should curb it. So even with our response to the whole corona thing, I think we underestimated the gravity of it, and we started now acting after the number in cases had gotten higher than what we, had thought it would be. Also, the fact that, so the curfew thing started, the lockdown thing started, and it was said that it would take effect from Monday night. That was, I think, 11 p.m. And so luckily for me, I had stocked up because in our house we had so in our house we had envisioned or envisaged rather that this would happen. So we had stocked up like a couple of weeks ago. However, I just said, you know what, let me just get one or two things. Bruh, Amanda, the traffic, it was a circus out there,
and it's
morning,
just crazy.
afternoon.
Because like, some places, maybe like, the more developed places, people were still respecting social distance. But like the proper markets, people were just like moving up and down, touching stuff, touching people. I'm like,
Amanda, my 12 market was, thank God, I can't even, what am I looking for in that kind of situation, in this kind of season? But I heard like someone who said it was brutal, but also it's just the fact that I felt like we could have foreseen this and prepared for it. At least people who could afford to go to the market. That is, I know, of course, the situation, people who can't afford to stock up and they literally live hand to mouth day to day. But people who could have afforded to
And I also feel like it's not just the case of, we shouldn't just blame ourselves. We should also blame the government as well, because I wish we had more time to prepare. You just came up, sprung it up on us, and like everybody's locking down. But even regardless of that, there's been a build-up to this.
Yes, in other countries,
So you should have known.
And we know Nigerians love to travel, so you knew that, know how it would have...
And now that you have now gotten this food stuff, I think it's also safe to start rationing it out, because some people are eating well. They are chopping life. You're eating more shaki, roundabout. Wow.
Don't eat well, no. Because 2 weeks, we don't know if it will be more. Just let's behave, okay? Anyway,
seafood okra. Wow. You don't know that's rich man's food. Anyway, guys, in case you missed it, here's what we talked about in today's news. Burna Boy versus Ceeza Milli drama. Drama.
And then we also talked about Pacharanking, who's tackling his colleagues doing online giveaways.
And then we told you Rihanna speaks on music and building a family. Oh.
So cute. All right, guys. When we come back from this break, we'll let you in on the songs on our countdown for this particular week. Now, for now, you can hit us up on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at TVC Connect with the hashtag ESplash on TVC. Yes, let us know which songs you're feeling at the moment. And who knows, we might even let us know what you think is at #1 this week. So, get ready, guys, because when we come back, ESplash Top 10 Countdown Greatness. Let's go.
Wait, the greatness.
Chief Burna Boy. We hello.
We're not dragging your title.
All right, so that was our number 10 song, brand new entry from Burna Boy, Odogu. Now let's talk about our number 9 song. Yes, slowly making its way out of the countdown. And this one is from Kiss Daniel. And it's titled Jaho. Absolute jam, of course. We've talked so much about this one because it's been on the countdown for weeks. But Kiss Daniel's name actually came up a lot in a lot of conversations yesterday on Twitter with the whole Burna Boy thing when he was talking about looking for a worthy challenger for the hits battle, lyrically, musically, everything. And Kiss Daniel's name got tossed up. And do you know what? I think that Kiss Daniel could actually be a worthy challenger. What do you think?
I absolutely agree. And this has nothing to do with the fact that I used to have a crush on
let's
him.
talk about music.
It has nothing to do with that. Lyrically, I actually feel like I never really even rated him that much as an artist. I mean, I like his music, but never really took time to look at the whole album and look at his whole body of work. And I did so yesterday, and I'm like, you know what? I actually think he's a worthy contender. Even with all the drama he faced with his record label, he has been able to release hits, some without features, and just still be relevant without anybody's help, even in the midst of controversies, things that would have taken down another artist. And he has had that his No Bad Songs album actually has no bad songs.
So this argument came up yesterday in a couple of circles of mine, and the countering argument was that, when it comes to international hits, like Burna Boy has gone far, and I'm like, that's fair. I mean, internationally, he might not have many people that can contend with him here in Nigeria, but if we focus on the Nigerian market, I think that Kiss Daniel, I think, even whether internationally or locally, I think Mr. Easy is another strong
to be
contender.
honest, I feel like Kiss Daniel, maybe that has to do with his PR team, because even I was saying it earlier, I think as a person, he seems very laid back. He's not very outspoken. You don't really see Kiss Daniel on Twitter tweeting what his thoughts and his feelings, or, doing things that are very controversial. And he also hasn't had a lot of international tours and stuff like that. So I feel like we need to give him that chance. Then we can have this conversation again.
Alrighty, well, at number 9 this week, Kiss Daniel, Jaho. Let's check it out.
All right, guys, welcome back to the show. It is still the ESplash Top 10 Countdown. You just checked out our number 10 and 9 song. It's now time for us to tell you what is on the number 8 spot. Now, this one is credited to Techno with Suru. He has been on the countdown for a couple of weeks as well, slowly making his way out. And, this quarantine, they're making us see more of Techno's funny, hilarious side. And I can't just get enough. So I saw something he did on TikTok where he was saying something about, I have a gun. I'm just saying, this guy,
he's so...
like, I don't know whether he should even start considering comedy part-time, but I love his energy in this season. And of course, we all love it. So check it out, Techno with Suru. That his dance.
Techno is
love
crazy.
It.
Yes, that's Techno at number 8 with Suru. Now let's talk about our number 7 song, and it is moving up the countdown a couple of spots, and I'm excited because it's an absolute jam. DJ Neptune teamed up with Joeboy and Mr. Easy to create this fire jam titled Nobody. Absolute jam. Interesting fact about Joeboy. If you had to guess what Joeboy's full name, okay, that's a hard one, but if you had to guess, what would you think his name is? What do you think his first name is?
I have no idea. Tell me.
Okay, so his name... So someone was talking about weird names, funny names online, and dug up the fact that Joeboy's real name is Joseph Akinfenwa Donos.
Yeah, I almost got it. I said Joe. Like, was
Don't buy.
Joe for sure.
That was, that was easy. But like the Donos, I'm like, what does Donos mean?
Donos.
And I also didn't know he was Yoruba. I thought he was,
My goodness.
I thought he was Igbo for some reason.
No, he looks quite...
You always knew that he was Yoruba.
But this song is a jam, though.
Absolute
People
jam.
love it everywhere.
Nobody can argue with the fact that DJ Neptune, Joeboy, and Mr. Easy's Nobody is a fire jam. And that's exactly why it's at the number 7 spot this week. Should we go check it out?
Check it out. Hey, welcome back to the show. You just checked out that absolute fire jam by Mr. Easy, Joeboy, and who was the last person?
And DJ Neptune.
DJ Neptune's at number 7 spot. Now it's time for us to tell you what is on the number 6 spot, and this one is credited to Mayokun with Gang. And obviously, I don't need to tell you that this one is a jam. We all agree that it's a jam. And I was on Mayokun's Instagram page, and I saw him saying maybe some quarantine music, and then he was in the studio and he was just shouting, "Set I want daddies! Set I want these!" And I'm like, how do these people get this thing from sound sounding like that.
He's
to be a vibe.
Right.
And I'm just like happy that he's jumping on this train because this was a 2-minute song that he probably was just
honestly
vibing
I was
to.
saying this the other day that I feel like the way that he came up, because I saw videos before he like made a proper song that he put out, and he looked like he was just vibing. I was just like, you know what? And then they shot a video and they were like, okay, this is a serious.
That's the new way. So if you're on a vibe, just carry mic.
Like Ceeza Milli vibe.
All right, let's check it out. Meyakun with Gang.
You're chilling with the most gang.
Flash Gang. Hey, situation gang.
Gang, gang.
Gang, gang.
Gang, gang. All right, we're back.
Such a jam.
Jam. Alrighty, guys, that was our number 6 song, and that was Meyakun with Gang.
Wow, just small rubbing of head. Yeah, already. Lack of exercise.
Amanda, I've been exercising,
Are you
girl.
sure?
Yeah, I have. It's so crazy. I still did some this morning.
I still yeah. Continue.
You are silly. Go away from here. All right, guys, let's talk about what we have at number 5 this week. Yes, and it is Rema featuring Russian with Bima, another one that is a jam. Now, I'm really excited for Rema's career and, of course, proud of him. Because so he has a sound that, even though he gets teased for it a lot, his sound is actually quite exportable.
You're proud of him?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, so wait, proud of him sounds like he's my guy or something. But so even though like every now and then we joke about, oh, what's he singing on song, man, I think that Rema is actually, his sound is actually exportable. Like you can actually take it out of Nige, and that's exactly what he's been doing lately. And he has a new one, a Jumebi remix. Yes, a Latin Jumebi remix with Becky G and Amanda.
Another
it is
one.
A jam. Yes, a Latin.
Because he had a Jumebi remix.
But this is a Latin one with Becky G. And it is a jam. Absolute jam.
I think I've heard that thing.
I love
I'm
it.
not sure.
No, it's a jam. We'll talk about this after. But in the meantime, let's go check out Rema's current one, which we're talking about on the countdown this week's at number 5. Rema featuring Russian, and this is Bima.
And this one is a jam. Goodness, I'm enjoying this countdown, guys, and I'm sure you're enjoying it right there on your seat or wherever you're at home. Welcome back. It is still the ESplash Top 10 countdown, and you just checked out our number 5 spots. That was Rema and Russian with Bima. It's now time for me to tell you the number 4 spot, which is credited to Yemi Alade and Angelique Kidjo with Shekere, and it's obviously doing so well. Has 5.5 million views, guys, in just 1 month. Not surprising, because Yemi Alade and YouTube, because I'm just like, how does she have 10.4 million followers?
I was talking
and
about
then
that the
a
other day.
song, you said that, has 5.5 million views in a month. And another thing I like about her is her social consciousness. She has been speaking a lot about the coronavirus. She has even made like memes, wash your hands. She's done some songs about it. And I just feel like she's one person that's using her platform for good, whether people like it or not. I don't know why she has so many like, I'm not going to say haters, people who just don't vibe to her music or relate to her. But I think she's a fantastic one. And I think this one is a jam. So let's check it out. Yemi Alade and Angelique Kidjo with Shekere.
At home. All I want to do now is dance.
A jam.
So I locked up and kept going.
5 beats. So I can be doing it at home.
I like it. I think that's one of like the biggest stuff that Yemi Alade has done.
Honestly
in recent times. Yeah.
Completely.
Alrighty, let's talk about number 3 video. Yes, and Davido is at number 3 this week with 1 million. It's moved up 1 spot, I believe, and I love the song. And I think, of course, the writing, the vibe, the video as well, Chioma in it and everything. And of course, we're wishing Chioma speedy recovery with the whole corona thing and everything. All right, guys, let's go check out Chioma's Boo, Davido, at number 3 with 1 million. Let's go.
I go pray for you.
I think you need to pray for her right now. That was Davido with 1 million at our number 3 spot this week. All right, it's time for us to tell you what's the number 2 spot this week. Now, this one is dropping 1 spot from last week, and it's credited to Fireboy DML Vibration. I see what you're doing. It has almost 3 million views in a month, and obviously, you guys know how I feel about Fireboy. If you don't know, I think he's amazing. I think the album Laughter, Tears, and Goosebumps is like it's something that needs to be written in history as one of the best albums of its time. But then,
of its time,
recently, I'm like, Joe Boy catching up. What you thinking?
Hey God, people have come again.
What you
now
thinking? What you
with this
thinking?
Joe Boy, Fireboy drama. What
Well,
I'm thinking is that you should let them thrive in their individual crafts.
I mean, they're both at the same time coming out with jams, you know, and it's just like, I feel like this is time for Joe Boy to release an album, or maybe Fireboy to release another album or something.
Amanda, have mercy. You know what? Although I hear that he's already actually working on another album, but look, honestly, there's no rush sometimes.
There's no rush.
Let it balance, let it sink in. A lot of people, even the legends admit that, Fireboy, you did something really good with this album, and let it sink in. Let us still enjoy it.
Are we
Take your
still
time.
enjoying it?
We're still enjoying it now. We're still enjoying it. That's why
I'm still
Vibration is still on
enjoying
the
this song.
countdown.
This is a vibe.
Yes.
Check it out, Fireboy, DML with Vibration.
Hey.
Hey.
See what you carry, money casoro. Opala sanito, ojo fumito, ojo bonito, oh baby, carry me the go, baby, carry over.
Oh my goodness.
Wow, guys, it's time to go. Amanda keeps wondering why I'm sighing. It's not because I'm tired, it's just because, wow, like, we have come to the end. It's been 2 hours. I can't believe it.
Aww.
Felt like 2 minutes. No, it didn't. I'm kidding. But honestly, we hope you guys have enjoyed watching the show. Now, of course, we can't leave without telling you which song is at #1 this week. We don't have a #1 song this week, actually.
What?
We don't. I'm kidding, please. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. That's my little April Fool's joke there. No, I'm kidding. We do actually. And this week, Adekunle Gold featuring Kiss Daniel Jure is at #1. Yes, moving up 1 spot. Absolute jam. And Adekunle Gold, you know they've been doing this game. So there's been this game online, one of the challenges. Who's more likely to? And so Adekunle Gold and Simi did theirs. And so there was who's more likely to tell someone they have bad breath. They both pointed at Simi, but he now came back and said, actually, he is more likely to tell someone that they have bad breath, which I thought was really interesting.
Yeah, so funny. All right, guys, before you check it out, don't forget that we are taking your music video requests in the form of selfies. Now, all you have to do is do a selfie video telling us which videos you would like to watch on the show. And of course, you tag TVC Connect on your video with the hashtag ESplash on TVC. And you might just get your song played this Friday. We leave you with our #1 song for the week. Adekunle Gold featuring Kiss Daniel with Jure. We out! Hey! Thank you so much.